All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I is. Apologize for everything earlier. I don't know if you guys are gonna get this particular notification for this one. Whether you do or you don't, it's completely fine. I'm just here to have my show. I just need everybody to tell me if I can or cannot be heard. That's all I care about. Just need to know if I can or cannot be heard. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to come in and prepare yourselves for an awesome, awesome live stream. At least it's awesome in my eyes. But like I said, as long as you guys can hear me, I am completely awesome. Jared, you say that you can hear me. That's awesome. Can everybody else catch me? All right. All right, shit. Let's go ahead and go for it, guys. My apologies. Like I say, sometimes I get choppy shit, and then sometimes I get clear. Hopefully, what you guys can hear now. So I'm not gonna waste any time on this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it because, like I said, I wasted a lot of time in the other one trying to see if you guys were even remotely paying attention or if you guys could even hear me. So again, when you come in, make sure you like, subscribe, take care of everything for the good doc. I would highly appreciate that one. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about more money, more problems in the Philippines. I repeat, more money, more problems in the Philippines. As a foreigner, being who I am, and I think most foreigners for this particular for a valid reason, I always find it best to hide the fact that you have money in the Philippines. I mean, that's pretty much a built-in safe haven, a built-in protection, to keep yourself from being targeted, etc., etc. But what if you could not, and it would became a problem, and people found out, and it becomes a problem? The fact that people know that you have money. And when it comes to that particular aspect, people seem to always want something from you. You don't have to be uberly rich to be in the Philippines. We've already discussed that. But when people find out or people know that you have money, people always seem to want something from you. So it's going to be hard to know if they are being genuine when they're talking to you or dealing with you or being friends with you, or if they're just looking out for themselves. When you go out with quote unquote friends, they always seem to look for you to pay, even though you're the foreigner. It seems like they always look towards the foreigner to pay, regardless whether they're rich or not. But I do find that if you have a rich life in the public, it can be a very, very, very lonely life. If you're rich and people know it, it can be a very, very, very lonely life. The reason I believe that this is a very, very, very lonely life is because you can't trust anyone at all. No one's intentions can be considered valid because they may have a motive. I feel like sometimes you overthink situations, and you always think that just because people are friendly to you, just because people are nice to you, they have an ulterior motive. And sometimes that is true. In the Philippines, I think it's heightened simply because that's just the way that it is. All right, it's just the way that it is. But I do believe that the rich life in the public can be a very, very lonely life. They always have a motive, even if you don't have anything, and they still try to exploit you. All right. They sometimes have a motive, even if you don't have anything, and they still try to find a way to exploit you. One way or another, they're gonna figure it out. So when I say more money, more problems in the Philippines, I mean the more people who know you have some become real suspect to you in the end. And one of the stories that I like to focus on, because this really does bring about a very, very valid point to this particular live stream, is the Zamboanga kidnapping that we covered about a week or so ago, and how the guy was really doing well in Zamboanga, and he was doing well for well over like 13 years. He lived there without a problem. To me, his success basically got him in that particular situation and proved to me that anyone who knows you have anything will try to take that from you if they can. If you think about it in hindsight, we don't really know the people who are responsible, and it could be anyone from scorned employees that work for the guy. It could be the competition, maybe the wife's family members. The list goes on and on of suspects, man. The suspect list goes on and on and on. So yes, when I say more money, more problems in the Philippines, it's definitely a real thing. As mentioned earlier, you lose a lot of trust in people altogether. You usually isolate yourself and hope people don't become aware of your financial windfall if you have it. Again, I'm not saying that you could be super rich. Filipinos think that all foreigners are rich just because they make it to the Philippines. So that could pose a problem as well. But as crazy as it sounds, I think more money in the Philippines that people are aware of. I think that if people are aware that you do have money in the Philippines, it will ruin the Philippines trip for you altogether, but because you cannot enjoy it the same. You know, when people are aware that you have money in the Philippines, like I said, they think foreigners are always rich, so that's kind of how it works for us. But when people are aware of think that you have it, I kind of feel like it personally ruins your trip in the Philippines altogether, or it can ruin your trip altogether because you just can't enjoy the Philippines the same as you would if people thought you were broke. The only way you could possibly enjoy it if you actually do have money, like money, is going to the places where the rich people go and don't care about what you have because they got it too. And it brings and begs the question as to why do you think the rich only stay associated with the rich? They don't associate with commoners. Maybe because they have the same thought processes that I'm putting out in this video. And I can't blame them from doing it. I mean, the rich hang out with the rich because mostly the rich, to an extent, don't need nor want anything from you because they kind of have their own thing going on. And if you're like me and you don't care to hang out where the rich hang out and you want to maintain some normalcy, to me, it's almost impossible to do so without spending money in upscale places. So if you're not that type of person, you don't really care for that particular lifestyle, you're likely going to find yourself alone and isolated. That's pretty much all I'm talking about today. When I talk about more money, more problems in the Philippines, I'm talking about people who know you have money or people who have a thought that they believe that you have money, how they could try to exploit you, whether it's just being a foreigner, or whether they know about your financial windfall, and how you basically find yourself distancing yourself from people because you never know what the hell these people are going to try to do as a result to get your attention, as a result to, try to take advantage of you. I mean, it is life as a foreigner living in a third world country. That's definitely. But I kind of like it. There's no winning, and sometimes I feel like there's no winning in having money and people know about it. You understand? Tell me, where the advantage is of you having money and people knowing about it. That's all I want to do. That is all I want to talk about today. So I see we got 17 watching. I just wanted to put some information out there. I just think that it's something to discuss. Maybe you're interested in understanding it, maybe not. But if you have anything to say, you know what to do. Just leave it down in the comment section below. Appreciate y'all coming through and showing love. 17 watching, y'all. Make sure you get the likes up on the video. Caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. Definitely wants it, needs it, has to have it. And if you guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, the good doc is happy that you come through and spend just a little bit of time with him today. Now and then, Jared, appreciate you coming through. I hope everybody else can hear me as good as you and Tommy can. Shout out to you guys. Tim, what's going on? Yes, John, I do agree that in that situation, you don't pay and everything would be all good. But then again, you can't even be around these people anymore because all of a sudden they're looking at you like the bougie ass foreigner. So you can't even fuck with these people anymore. Imagine if everybody who associated with you tried to get something from you, and that could be the case if you are a foreigner in the Philippines. But what I'm trying to say is if you don't pay, now all of a sudden you don't have them people as friends anymore. And again, they probably weren't your friends in the first place. If you're like me and you like to live alone or a lone life or a loner lifestyle and you don't mind being around people, hey, that works in your favor. But then again, how much alone can you actually be when people know that you have something that they could possibly exploit or get from you? Then that kind of puts you in a situation where you kind of don't really go out. people are aware of your financial situation and your financial status. Again, it doesn't have to be you're a millionaire. You could be a Philippines millionaire. Like I said, you only need about 20 grand to be a millionaire in the Philippines, so it doesn't take much. But, if anybody knows that you have any amount of money, it becomes an issue and a problem. People you may have associated with in the past, people you may associate with in the future. Anybody who knows about your financial standing. We always tell you, don't mention it, don't divulge that information. Yeah, of course, we know that. But it's not as if nosy ass Filipino people aren't going to find out what you got, what you're working with, if that's the case in point. And that's just what I'm talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Your financial situation, your financial status. If anybody comes or becomes aware of it, what type of how can you live your life comfortably in the Philippines? I don't think you can. Just a personal thought. Would be good to know if you guys feel the same. You definitely keep the wallet in the pocket. I agree. Going to my boy NY Mets fan was good. My boy Manny, appreciate you, Raphael. Appreciate you guys coming through. Danny, much love to you, brother. Michael Smith, appreciate you guys coming through. Dr. Mike I do talk to myself. So yeah, I do talk to the good Doc Mike as well. Can a flash cast get your weenie wet? Don't know, John. I don't think flashing money is going to help you at all. I think you actually have to part ways with it if you really want to get that to happen. Chaz, what's going on with you, brother? Appreciate you coming through. You could beg if you want to. It might work. Somebody might feel sorry for you. Get lost says, I've experienced that, bro. Trying to get money out of you and switch up when you let it be known you're nobody's ATM. Oh yeah, man. And again, that's why I can honestly tell you, without being disrespectful, it's hard to have friends anywhere, especially in the Philippines, because you just can't trust the motherfuckers. You can't trust nobody. And I'm saying, if you brag about having money and you brag about this, that, and the other, you kind of sort of deserve everything that comes to you. Okay, I hate to say it, and I mean, if you die as a result, I'm not saying go that far, but you kind of deserve the things that happen to you if you brag about what you have. But let's just say that something slips up or something comes out and people become aware of your financial situation. It could happen in more ways than you think. I don't know, maybe, somebody caught a glimpse of an ATM slip, or I don't know, could be anything. But when people are well aware of your financial situation, what happens then? What happens then? How can you honestly live in the Philippines when people know that? Begs the question, more money, more problems in the Philippines. True or not? I'm going to go all the way true and all the way live. Guys, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up on this video. Doc over here dropping some serious nuggets, and y'all over here playing with the boy, and I ain't got time for it. It's November 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the good Doc's birthday month. Y'all better stop playing with him. I'm going to have the bomb-ass birthday live stream coming up. Y'all gonna hear about it soon. But yeah, man, I'm gonna celebrate my birthday with you guys like I always do. Yep, I live a lonely life. I only tend to kick it with you motherfuckers and shit. Yeah, shit, kick it with my lady, and I'm gonna kick it with y'all. But back to the topic, man. Definitely, they do switch up on you when they realize that you're not willing to play that game. And it's not as if people are going to you never know people's motives. You never know their ulterior motives. And that's the thing. I just talked about it specifically. That kidnapping, that's kind of what I wanted to focus on in this particular story, because it really, I think a lot. That's the only thing I got going for me. I overthink situations. I'm like, okay, the situation took place. This kid, this family, this guy and his wife were taken, basically, like the movie. And the list of suspects is probably astounding. It's probably long as hell, because you never know who it was. Yeah, you can probably say it could have been, or you could probably blame it on, the anti-military sector that's living out in that area. Don't get me wrong, I don't know the name, so that's why I'm not saying it. It could be any number of people that could be responsible. Family members, scorned employees, the competition. It could be anybody that said, you know what? This foreigner is effing my shit up right now. He did wrong by me. So now it's time to violate him. And that's just, the situation as it goes. It could be just that simple. And everybody knows it doesn't cost much to get you to disappear here in the Philippines. And I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just trying to be real. Don't take much for a foreigner to disappear in this country. Doesn't take much for the foreigner to disappear in this country. And I'm not just talking about in the quote unquote dangerous areas. I'm talking about anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It don't take much for foreigners to disappear around here. Everybody knows that. So I don't know exactly what to tell you. I'm just going to give you what I believe to be accurate, and y'all can take it how you want to. NY Mets fan says I will spend enough money to be safe and secure in the Philippines on vacation. Yeah, you're gonna have to come out of pocket. It ain't gonna never cost you that much, but you just got to be careful. Manny says you can live comfortably by minding your own business. That's true. Eddie Jackson, what's good with you, bro? Raphael Williams, appreciate you coming through. Appreciate y'all being here. My man says we got 19 watching, 11 likes. Y'all gotta tell me what's good. Channel 19 was good. Eyes on says stay safe there. I see they are expecting up to 5 more earthquakes and one may hit at 7.0. This shit here got me bugged out, bro. I'm not happy, but aside from the fact that you got to deal with all these other issues and pressing concerns as foreigners, now all of a sudden, we got to worry about the natural disasters of earthquakes. Luckily for me, where I'm staying at, it's a 1-story space. There's nothing on the walls that could fall. I mean, at the very least, maybe the roof can collapse or something, but there's no extenuating circumstances where I feel like I need to be nervous that something's going to collapse on me. So I'm not too worried about that, but I'm just saying, aside from that and having to deal with money issues and, things like that, there's a lot now to be concerned about the Philippines, more so now than ever. And that's some bullshit if you ask me, but it happens to be when you do that. 17, man, November 17th. I'm going to come on, I think November 16th. I'm going to have my birthday live stream with you guys. Because the 16th in the U.S., Sunday. So on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on the 16th in the U.S., it'll be the 17th in the Philippines. So I'll probably come through and kick it with y'all, man, for sure. Alaskan Whiskey, what's going on? John, you believe the wife set him up, but the wife is still missing too, ain't it? I don't know, man. I'm just not sure. Not sure. Get lost as dead ass. I heard you could get rid of someone for like 2 stacks in pesos. Yeah, $40. Oh, that should get you right, man. That should get you real touched in the Philippines, man. But you gotta be careful, man. It's just too much to worry about. There's a lot to be concerned with, and I think a lot of people are reconsidering. And also, I did hear that a lot of foreigners from how can I say this? A lot of foreigners that were living in Thailand, because of the new rules, the retirement plan and all that stuff that they changed, a lot of them are moving to Thailand only. So I mean, they're bringing a lot of stuff here to the country. So it's a lot, guys. I'm just all over the place tonight. But yes, more money, more problems in the Philippines. It's not the right way of doing things, and sometimes you can't hide your financial situation. Everybody says, yeah, dress like a bum, do this, that, and the other. Yeah, it works. It works. And I mean, and it does allow you to blend in and, you're not stunting on people. But let's talk about the hypothetical of people being or becoming aware of your financial situation. However they come about that information, who knows? What happens when people are aware of your financial situation? All of a sudden, people start to get real friendly and they start to get real shifty real fast. Luckily for me, I feel like because I'm black, people kind of think that I'm broke. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. I've been, like I no disrespect to my African brethren, but sometimes they'll be like, they'll ask you if you're African, and sometimes you correct them, sometimes you don't. It doesn't really matter. But the way that I look at it is, if you look at me and associate me with a place that may be, no disrespect, on the same economic scale as that of the Philippines, I'm gonna be like, he ain't got shit for me to take anyway. So that's kind of how I live my life. Now you can take that how you want it, my dude. You can take that any way you want to, but ultimately it doesn't hurt my feelings when people think that I'm broke. My feelings are not hurt when people think that I have no money. Matter of fact, I would rather convince you I don't got anything than try to convince you that I do. And it's sad when you come across people who try to convince you that they have money when they don't have it, aka through Instagram, and trying to show people that they're taking these like special trips, and trying to show people they got stacks in their bank, and maybe they just got their one check, and how people put that, put a stack of ones in between like a couple of $100 bills and try to show everybody they balling and whatnot. Yeah, I've seen it happen. People still do that shit, and it's a shame. Fuck, we were doing that when we were 13 years old. That's sad. Anyways, but you got people nowadays trying to convince you that they're rich when they're broke. But then you got people who are naturally rich that are trying to convince you that they are broke. So instead of me trying to convince you otherwise, I just let you believe what you want to. My financial situation will never be divulged. And I say it again. Sometimes it's because I'm black. Sometimes they don't think that black people have money. And am I supposed to be offended by it? I shouldn't be. And I don't think you should either. But I have known some people who take offense to it, get their panties in a bunch, and they be like, oh, the black guy don't have not much money than the white guy. Then they start to get angry. And I be thinking to myself, excuse me, what the fuck is you doing? This is not a competition, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody can get some. Just because you want to feel like you have to prove to somebody else that you got it, I kind of feel like that's just an insecurity in you as an individual. I could care less what your color is. But, sometimes it happens. And sometimes people feel the need and the want and desire to quote unquote stunt on people. Let everybody know, hey, look at what I got. I got it. You just mad that I got it and you don't. But so be it. I'll take my L's every time around because I know that I would rather tell you I have nothing than to tell you that I got something. Don't ask me for money. I ain't got it. I ain't never got it. And you know the reason why? Because the way my checking and my banking, my checking and my savings account is set up, I got to switch over the checking to the savings, or the savings to the checking, and that takes some time. And sometimes it don't work out the way that I hoped that it would. Shout out to my boy Michael Smith. He says, Doc, he said, I had to cut loose a Filipino friend who I thought was a friend that works for DuPont. He was trying to get me to pay for hotels and trips and trying to go with me to different places. There is nothing worse than a tag along, bruh. There is nothing worse than a tag along. Oh, I can't stand a fucking tag along, bro. When I say more money, more problems, there is nothing worse than a tag along friend. Oh, I can't stand them bitches, man. They just want to be around you when you go out to places. They just want to be around you when you do stuff. They always want to be around. You don't even be inviting them to shit. But what do? They be on the phone texting you. Oh, where you going today, Mike? What you doing today, Mike? You going somewhere today, Mike? Man, let's hang out, Mike. Let's do this, Mike. Let's do that, Mike. I be blocking people when they do that shit because now you looking thirsty and desperate. When it comes to Filipinas, I love Filipinas. You know what Filipinas do? The ones that are really on their own shit, you know what they like to do? They'll be like, oh, I'm so hungry. Let's go eat. Let's go do this. I'm like, are you fucking serious? And it becomes a daunting task when you have money or you're perceived to have money. It becomes such a daunting task to turn people away. And why do you believe that? I said earlier that even if you're not rich, it could really lead to a lonely lifestyle, bro. It can lead to a lonely lifestyle. Tell me how many people want people in their pockets every time you try to do something. And then you got those types of people who be like, you invite somebody out, right? You might invite one person out. But like, yeah, man, I want to go hang out and I want to be with somebody, like some people that I know, because I don't want to go by myself. Sometimes you don't want to do shit by yourself. Then all of a sudden, there'd be like 20 motherfuckers who show up. Or, that one, you might invite one person, maybe two people. All of a sudden, a friend of a friend of a friend is showing up. Or you got people texting you like, I heard you was going out tonight. Yo, can we join you and shit? And don't tell me that shit don't happen. Shit happens all the time, especially in the Philippines. So why do you think Doc don't go nowhere? If I'm not with my young lady, I don't do shit most of the time. If I go somewhere, like I like to play poker, I like to play Texas Hold'em. They got a Metro Card Club in Davao City that I love to go to when I'm there. I'll go there. I can play $50 on the table, roughly about 2,500 pesos. I can live my life and I can be happy. I don't have people on my phone blowing up my phone asking me where am I at? What am I doing? Because when I do the activities that I want to do, most of the time it's not the activities that everybody else wants to do. So what they try to do, and this is just when you have those more money, more problem issues, they'll be like, oh, can we go to this place? Good time. They try to convince you to go to other places. Again, these are these thirsty motherfuckers who want to just leech off of you. And you have those people. I'm not saying they're all Filipino too. Let's not get it twisted. You have foreigners who will do the exact same thing. They may not be as desperate and show it like a Filipino might. And I'm not disrespecting my people, my second home people. Don't worry about it. But with foreigners, they like to be low key with it. Like, yo, man, what you getting into tonight? If you happen to have foreigner friends, by the way. A lot of us don't, me included. I don't have too many. But they'll be like, yo, what you doing tonight, Mike? Nothing. I'm going to go play some poker. He's like, yo, I heard about this place over here. And, you know, I heard they got the baddest bitches. You know how they like to get us foreigners, man. They love to get us. You know how other foreigners get other foreigners. If you try to tell them or convince them to go to a place where there's bad girls or like some really bad looking Filipinas, when I say bad, I mean good, you know, some really nice looking Filipinas, that's how they get you. Or at least that's how they try to get you. They be like, yo, I heard about this club that just opened up, man. They see all the good ones go there, man. They see all the bad ones hang out there. Let's see what that's about. You know, and then one thing leads to another. And when it comes time to pay the bill, this is the funny part. When it comes to dealing with foreigners, bro, and this shit happened to me. When it comes to dealing with foreigners and it comes time to, you know, split the bill up, I'm looking at you. I just want to see, because it's not like I don't have the money, but I just want to see if your ass is even going to reach for your wallet to even remotely say, oh, okay, what do I owe on the tab? You love them people. Hey, they be like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then they be like, yeah, man, nobody reaches for their wallet. You feel me? Nobody reaches for the wallet. What do? They out here looking around. As a matter of fact, the last time I had a situation, dude was playing on his phone the whole time. Dude was playing on his phone the whole time. Yo, can you guys hear me? I hope you can, because I'm still here. Shit. I'm still here. Oh no, I'm here. Anyways, dude was playing on his phone the whole time. He ain't even looking. He ain't even looking at the bill. I'm like, yeah, okay, so now I see what it is. And that's just the type of energy that you get from foreigners too, man. Shit, ridiculous. But it happens to the best of us. And it's a learning situation, Mike. You got those leeching types, the person who's like the leech off of you. That shit is just ridiculous. But it happens to the best of us, man. Jared, you're absolutely right. 2K is a lot when you're only making $2,000 a year. 2,000 pesos is a lot, and that shit'll get you knocked out real quick. Danny says, same as if you get caught with another woman, deny. If someone says you have money, say, nah, you got me confused with somebody else. Yeah, kind of how I feel. My boy Mike says, where she was trying to get me to pay for everything. Oh, they good for that stuff, bro. He said, yeah, those earthquakes are very scary. Yes, you're right, Jared. Not gonna play. Danny says, don't be the white kappa, the endless ATM machine. Yes, it's sad. Oh, so the husband and wife are taking in different directions. Yeah, that's even more suspect. Just gonna be honest. Shout out to Jenny. How you doing, baby? Appreciate you coming through. Oh, nobody knows about my Bitcoin stash until somebody open their mouth. John, damn, telling everybody my business. I'm over here trying to keep it a secret. Everybody all up in my pockets and shit. Ain't nothing worse than when you got people in your pockets trying to tell your shit. Trying to tell you what you got. My man Chad says, I'd rather them think I ain't got shit. Oh yeah, I'm broke as hell. I am broke as a joke. You don't know nothing. You ain't seen broke till you seen me broke. Now I don't walk around with holes in my shit. We ain't that broke. But catch me in a white tee and some shorts and some flip-flops, boy. I be about as local as humanly possible. People be looking at me all sideways and shit like, man, that foreigner dressed like a bum. That foreigner looking real rough out here. But I make it work. I make it work for myself. The last thing I want people to do is mistakenly think I have something, because if they do, what's going to happen? I become a target. I become, You remember the movie? My favorite movie of all times was American Gangster. Press one if you remember American Gangster. That was the Denzel Washington movie. Had Idris Elba and Shweedle El Jujufor. How you pronounce his name? Shweedle. The 12 years a slave dude. He was in that movie, American Gangster, with Denzel Washington. Press one if you've ever seen that movie. I need to see the ones, and then I'll tell you my thought process. Channel 19 says I love being black and people thinking I'm broke. Saves me so much money. True that. Man, yep, because when you're broke, nobody wants to be your friend. Exactly. Jared says I got invited to dinner last Saturday in Dabo, and when the check came, the waiter gave me the check and everyone just looked at me. You know how the game goes. Jenny says the reason I don't like to have friends so much and focus my job is because if you have a lot of friends, they always ask you for a favor, lending money. Filipinos are known for asking you to lend them money. Absolutely ridiculous. Jenny, you're right. Less money, less problems. He said if one foreigner has a bunch of locals, by default, the foreigner will pay 100% of the time. I agree with you, John, no doubt. The local Filipino I was with, they all suck sometimes. Anti-gravity. Facts. Appreciate you coming through. Alaska whiskey. Even stateside people think I'm broke and it's funny. Oh, let them believe I'm broke. Tommy, he says I always say I have enough to get by, and that works. That really works. What's with Filipinos bringing their friends on a date? They try to convince you that it's a lonely thing, but also Danny explained this very well. I believe it was Danny. He says they bring a friend, or somebody else did it. I know they said because if you bring a friend on a date, then the friend will owe that friend the next time they go out. All right. So, yeah, you guys remember American Gangster, right? Do you remember how Frank Lucas got caught in the movie? Okay. Do you remember how Frank Lucas got caught in that movie? Let's see. Yeah, Idris Elba. I love Idris Elba. He's a great actor, man. Black dude, the British black dude. He's awesome. Anyways, the last thing I remember is in that movie. Do you remember how he got? Do you remember how he got caught? Do you remember how he got caught in that movie? Frank Lucas. Just give me an answer of what you believe to be accurate. Give me an answer of what you think. How did Frank Lucas in the movie get caught up in people knowing who he was? Remember. I want to see if anybody remembers. Come on. I'll say it, but I'd rather you tell me first if you remember how Frank Lucas got caught in that movie. There you go, Eddie Jackson. 100%. It was no, not how we got caught, but how he became known, how he got on the radar of the cops. You remember he bought him that. Nah, you remember the wife bought him that flashy ass coat, and the wife wanted him to wear that flashy ass coat at the boxing match. Wasn't it the Ali Liston fight or some shit? Whatever that fight was in the movie. Remember that? No, it had nothing to do with him trying to impress a woman. You remember he was at the Muhammad Ali fight, and remember they were taking pictures, and he had on that fur and that hat. Remember that shit? And then they were taking pictures, and they were like, "How is he sitting in front of one of the main mob bosses? Like, who is this guy dressed like this, doing that? Like, how the fuck how is he making all this money? Who is this guy, and what is he all about?" That's how he got on the police radar. And you remember what made it even funnier was when he got pulled over by the cops in the movie. I know I'm trying to make you guys remember a movie that you probably haven't seen in a lot of years, but what happened was at that particular point, now this was just in the movie, how it happened in real life may be different. Philippines, if you flashy, if you even remotely think that you can get away with being flashy and trying to remain under the radar, because nobody knew who Frank Lucas was. Who was Frank Lucas in the beginning? He was Bumpy Johnson's driver. Who would have thought that man had money? He was just a fucking driver, remember? Bumpy Johnson's driver. That was all he was to the cops. Now, all of a sudden, this man comes to be the biggest kingpin in New York at that particular time and all that other stuff. Again, he was being loud when he should have been quiet. And it was basically wifey bought the coat and made him wear it, put him in a very, very bad spot. Same rules apply in the Philippines. All it takes is one time, ladies and gentlemen, and you can find yourself on somebody's radar with the quickness. And I know you don't want that. Tell me what man wants that. You know, shit crazy, bro. That damn fur coat ruined his career, got him caught up, got his money stole, got the police on his radar, broke. He could have still been in business. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say that, you know, being a drug dealer is a great thing for people. I'm not gonna say that shit. But what I will say is my man was making money and he was doing right and he was living good. My man was smuggling drugs through dead bodies. Like, that shit was real bad. But ultimately, he had a good thing going. That one thing ruined it all. Same rules apply in the Philippines. All it takes is one time of showing up and showing out, and you could get got just quick. Like, who is this dude walking around here with this Rolex watch? Who is this guy walking around here with this gold chain on? Who is this guy walking around with a Louis Vuitton, whatever this, that, the other? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever impresses Filipinos. I mean, it could be something as simple as a nice watch. You know, who is this guy walking around doing all this extra shit? And now you're on their radar, man. They did have bricks in the trunk too, and he beat his brother's ass over that one though. But yeah, that's just how we do what we do. Eddie says the best players are always the undercover players. Even the biggest gangsters keep a low profile. What got Gotti is him being flashy and a loudmouth. True. Elgo says, I don't care what people say or do. Bring that lotto jackpot right here. I have no problem saying get lost. Let them think I'm wrong color and have no money. Always, man. I will tell you any day of the week, man. I'll tell you I have nothing. And most of y'all will probably believe me too. Because I don't. I'm broke as hell. I don't know nothing at all. It's easier for you to live life better that way. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Again, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through and showing love to the good doc, man. Let's get the likes up on the video. We got 19 watching. That's perfectly fine. Make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress. Just anyone wants it has to have it. I didn't plan on being on very long. I just wanted to get this point across because I felt like it was worthy to talk about it. It was something that was intriguing in the mind of the good doc, and I'm like, man, I think my people will appreciate this one. So I really ain't got much to say. Again, more money, more problems in the Philippines. Doesn't necessarily have to be about simps spending money and all that extra shit. Sometimes it doesn't even. To what extent can you have fun to the point where you doing the most out here, bruh? You really got it going on out here, Mike. How is this man doing this, that, and the other? Last thing you want to do is become a target, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm going to tell you. Last thing you want to do is become a target. Because they'll get you. Oh, they'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, people. Well, there's a will, there is a way. Well, that is all that I have to say about that today. I'm going to go ahead and shout my people out and likely going about my business, man. Eddie Jackson, Law 21 from the 48 Laws of Power. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. Oh, I'm dumb as hell. I'm dumb as shit. People always think I'm stupid. I love it. Underestimate me. Just please, I beg you. Don't give me credit for nothing. I'd rather you think I'm stupid. Oh yeah, man. I'd be bummy as fuck in the Philippines, man. But it's all good. Elgo says, Dr. Mike, is that why you don't see nice trucks and SUVs in the Philippines? They have them, but the nice version of an SUV in the Philippines is a Montero Sport or a Fortuner. That is your high quality SUV in the Philippines. If you own a Montero Sport, Mitsubishi Montero Sport, or a Fortuner or a Toyota Hilux, yeah, they think you're rich then, because those particular cars cost like 2 million pesos or something like that. So maybe, give or take, something like that. But that's what you consider high quality SUVs. You do have like maybe one Hummer in a million in the Philippines, but yeah, it don't hurt, doesn't hurt for them to believe that you're broke. And Jared, it probably doesn't hurt you not to shave as well. Okay. All right, guys, let me give you these shout outs real quick and I'm going to go on about my business. Guys, get the likes up on the way out. I would appreciate that. Jared, much love to you. El Ghost, my boy Chaz, Charlie Sullivan, appreciate you being here. Eddie Jackson, always love, man. My boy Manny, Elder, always in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Michael Smith, pleasure to have you guys with me. Channel 19, always love. Daniel Tanner, appreciate you being here. Tommy Anthony, Alaska Whiskey, my boy Anti Gravity. Appreciate you guys being here, man. John, as always. Jenny, appreciate you guys being here. Good to see you again. I hope all is well. Man, you got one name, so I'm gonna call you by it. Raphael Williams, appreciate you guys being here. Who else we got in the building? Danny, always a pleasure, my brother. Appreciate you being here. I hope those earthquakes aren't too heavy in your area like they are in Davao, but I'm pretty sure they're just as bad and probably getting worse. NY Mets fan, always a pleasure, brother. You're always here. You must really got love for the doc, and I appreciate that because y'all could be anywhere, but definitely you are showing up in the chat, and I can fucks with that. My boy Tim, always a pleasure. Tommy, Philippine Journey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I said my piece. Just wanted to get this one out the way. Hope you guys are definitely enjoying your time. I hope that whatever you're doing tonight, you enjoy it. It is the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, man. I used to play that song every first of the month when I got a check. When I used to work at Hardee's, I used to work at Carl Jr.'s, right? Let me give you this quick story. I used to work at Carl Jr.'s. If you're on the West Coast, they know what it's Carl Jr.'s. And on the East Coast, they know what it's Hardee's, right? So I used to work at the job, right? So every first of the month, I used to play Bone Thugs and Harmony. When I wake up and go to school, I'd be like, yeah, it's Bone Thugs and Harmony. But like, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Get up, get up, get up, pass your checks and get on. Yeah, I used to love me some Bone Thugs and Harmony. But yeah, that was my theme song every first of the month. So, I still sing it every now and again. I don't get paid on the first like I used to. I get paid damn whenever. It's always good to have fun, man. It's always good to have fun, and that's all we do. Eddie Jackson says, envy creates silent enemies. They're always lurking, my dude. Even if you're not even if you're not as successful as everybody is, it's weird, bruh. Even if people are doing better than you or seemingly doing better than you in life, there's always somebody listening and always somebody not happy with your success. Even if your success doesn't even remotely or seem to remotely measure up to somebody else's, there's always somebody that's going to be mad at you for doing something that either they cannot or something that they wish they would have done first. When you beat them to it, it pisses them off. All right. No, Elgos, they don't have no F-350s that I see of. Like I said, that's all you get. You got the Montero Sport, the Fortuner. Those are high-end quality vehicles in the Philippines. Like I said, they cost about $2M. That's about it. But, you can always bring your own car. Might cost you. But just a little something to think about. Trent Knight, always a pleasure, man. Yeah, you can always catch the show on the next time. It ain't going nowhere. We're gonna do what we're gonna do, guys, and we're gonna go ahead and get this one moving. Doc has a lot of other shit to do. Let's see who else is bothering me right now. Oh, I gotta answer a message. All right, guys, time for me to get back to what I was doing until I was rudely interrupted by myself to do these live streams. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. It has been real. I appreciate y'all more than y'all appreciate me. You better believe that shit from the bottom of my heart. Could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but where were you? You were with the good doc, Dr. Mike. So, with that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I'm just gonna go ahead and go now. So, bye bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.